Well, hello everybody. I am live without Stephen. Stephen is still in Tremonton, and it is 5:15 Central Standard Time. And I will not be a keyboard warrior. I will just answer your questions as they come in. This is Stephen's time to be at home. To talk, not to be at home. This is Stephen's time to talk to AJ. So good. I have one person. Not sure who our one person is. I see I have one person. I'm not going to draw in the kind of crowd that Steven does, but let me know who's watching so that I can properly greet you. I don't know who you are if you don't leave a comment. And that's just the way that works. So, and gee, I should have gotten, I have 7 of you. And I don't have my glasses. That's not cool. I should not have started without my glasses. If you will just excuse me just for a moment, I will be right back. I just need to get my glasses. I should have already got my glasses. All right, you all. Sorry about that. Okay, good. So I had to rule of thumb. Don't. Hello, Mr. Allen. Yeah, that was silly of me to start a live stream without my glasses. I'm an old woman now. Officially, I'll be 48 in July, and I have to read these comments. Well, hey, Mr. Edward, it's just me right now, not Steven. Steven is talking to AJ, I assume. This is Steven's night right now. Hey, Peppins, Mr. Christopher. Hey there. I'm not going to be answering your comments with my keyboard. I'm going to read your comments and address them as they come in. So the way it works, when Steven does a live, he's working on the truck. And so if he's working on the truck, thank you for hitting the like. I see 2 likes. I have 20 people watching me and I have 2 likes. So please hit the like button. Please and thank you. I see I have Alan here. I have Mr. Edward here. I have Christopher Peppins here. I don't know you're here if you don't leave the comments. But if you, you can be a silent watcher if you want to. I just can't acknowledge you. I do like to acknowledge people that are here. Oh, Tracy McCart, hi there. So when Steven is doing a live, he cannot obviously be typing comments. And so I try, if I'm available, I'm not always available. But if I'm available, like Sunday, I wasn't because I was filming, as Mr. Christopher Peppins knows, on Sunday, I was busy filming a truck, a Chevy C60. So if I'm available when Steven is doing a live, I can be the keyboard warrior. So I'm not going to be typing in the comments. I will be talking to you as the comments come in. So if you're used to me chatting with you in Steven's live, because I'm a fast typist. I type really, really fast. And I enjoy it. In fact, I probably have worn my knuckles out. That's my cousin calling. I have probably worn my knuckles out by, you should see me. I'm on the other computer in the other room. And when Steven's doing a live, I'm like, do. So anyway, I know that Mr. Christopher Peppins has seen the video about the Chevy C60. Can I get a sound check? Somebody tell me if you can hear me loud and clearly. Can I just get an indication that you can hear me okay in the comments? That would be great. I'm looking for that sound check to come in. Somebody give me a sound check and let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, good. You can. Okay, good. Alan, Edward, thank you. Because one time, we're getting better at these lives. We are getting better about them. One time I was trying to go live, and for some reason on this webcam up here, because right in front of me, looking down at me, I have the camera, and something wasn't happening right with the audio. So my mouth was moving, but you couldn't hear me. So that was a disaster. So that's good. I don't know what happened with that time. So you're stuck with me for right now. Stephen doesn't even know that I'm live. I didn't tell him because this is his night to talk to AJ. And I'm hoping that he was available to get AJ's phone call. So Saturday and Tuesdays, and this is Tuesday night. This is Tuesday, March the 24th, 2026. Y'all know I have to put that in for my videos. I'm the date police. I have to say the date for my videos. That's just how I operate. Saturday and Tuesdays are the days that AJ calls Steven. Monday and Thursdays are the day that AJ calls me. And he used to be able to get a phone call 7 days a week, but he continues to stay in trouble, and so therefore nobody gets to talk to him on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So AJ does not get a phone call on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then Stephen gets 2 days, and I get 2 days. And they're only for 10 minutes apiece. I mean, like 10 minutes on Saturday, 10 minutes on Tuesday, and Monday and Thursday. Good. The likes are coming in. I see 7 likes. I see 31 people. Well, I just lost a couple of you. There's 28 of you now and 7 likes. So imagine my surprise. Well, Stephen's surprise if he tries to go live. I wonder what that's going to. If Stephen tries to go live and I'm live, I don't know how that's going to work. I hope that that's not the case. I'm hoping that Stephen will call me and let me know that he had a good conversation with AJ. So we have a lot going on. So let's start with Stephen. He's still there in Tremonton. And a couple hours ago, he was still working on the truck. So let me try to clarify, because I haven't had a chance in some comments on some other videos. There was some comments asking about, well, is Gentry not going to come out and help Stephen? What's the news about Gentry? So let me try to answer these questions for the 29 people that are here. When Stephen discovered that it was a water pump, and that it was not a matter of the whole blown motor and all that, he told Tim that if he could get the water pump back in and get the truck up and running and putting it all together, then there is no need for Tim to come rescue him. Now, I do want to say this. For any of the naysayers, and we have gotten a lot of negative comments, which I have the power and I have the freedom, since it's our platform and our channel, I have the freedom to delete really nasty comments. And I have done that. We have gotten a lot of people that have mocked Stephen, that have called him, oh yeah, he's a big time owner operator. Look at him. He's just in a really mocking way. Oh, a big time owner operator, and look, he's struggling, and he has to call Timmy Gentry to come rescue him. So, for the record, and it's been said many, many times in the comments and in the videos, Stephen did not ask Tim Gentry to offer his help. He has, Tim offered, said truck was hooked up, and Stephen said no, just a water pump. Thank you, Mr. Edward Williams. So when Stephen realized, when Stephen realized it was just a matter of a water pump, and if he could get the truck up and going, there's no need for Tim Gentry to spend the time and money and effort to come rescue him. Okay, but Stephen's been there since last Monday. So now we are on day 8, I guess. And he told you all from the very beginning that it was not Tim Gentry's responsibility to come rescue him. I feel like that most of you have heard us say this and say it, and it's becoming like we're beating a dead horse. But there's always going to be people who say, well, why did you have to ask for help and blah, blah, blah. Well, Stephen is an owner-operator. He is not a company driver. And you all, our general audience who watches us, okay? You know that that's just the way it is. And Stephen is a very responsible owner-operator. He's an amazing owner operator. He does all his own maintenance, or basically anything that he can. And he tries very hard to keep that truck out of the shop because he does not trust shops. We've had a lot of bad experiences, with having our truck in the shop. So when Tim hired Stephen last March the 1st, so we have been officially on with Gentry and Sons since March the 1st of last year. He told Stephen, he said, I know you know this. You're a seasoned driver, but I'm just, for the record, your truck, your responsibility. I don't want to inherit your problems. And so Stephen heard that loud and clear because Tim has had previous experiences with owner ops. He's had previous negative experiences with owner operators who just they wanted to be treated like a company driver, like Tim should take care of their truck and all that. So Tim made it very clear that Stephen was an owner operator. So Stephen never reached out for help with Tim Gentry. However, several of you from our channel have gone over to Tim's lives and have been on Tim's live streams talking about Stephen being broken down and how's Tim going to help his owner operator. And several of you have expressed interest. Edward Williams, it's been a year. He said, remember Tim on the live telling Stephen to come on down. Yes, it was, Stephen was hired on March the 1st of last year. So yes, so we're now officially over the year mark. So anyway, several of you have told Tim, now I have 43 people watching me. I don't know who you are unless you leave a comment, but maybe you're one of the ones that went into a live stream or somehow got a hold of Tim and messaged Tim and said it's not right for you to leave your owner operator like that, even though he is an owner operator and not a company driver, and Blueford is our truck, not Tim Gentry's truck, and yada, 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 the whole spiel that we're just completely repeating ourselves over and over again. But I wanted to make it clear that Stephen did not reach out, but Tim reached out. But now the reason why Tim is not there is because Stephen believes that he can get the truck up and running with the water pump. However, if you caught last night's live, Stephen did a live last night and he was showing his finger. He about cut his finger off. He worked like 10 hours. Yesterday was a very frustrating and hard day for Stephen. He had to secure a new water pump, and he got that, and then he had to get like all the oil and I guess it was oil or something to it for the water pump. Here you're talking to somebody who is ignorant on these things, but Stephen called everything that he needed to go with just the water pump, and it was like $2,000 for everything. So, which is a whole lot cheaper than having to rebuild the engine. Because at first, last Monday, when he called me up last Monday, he said, I may end up spending $10,000 on the truck before it's over with. So $2,000 for the water pump and all the things that go with the water pump. I guess we're getting off, that. But of course, he's had a week's worth of lost wages. Mr. Michael, you're going to have to go back and listen to that. Or somebody please talk to Mr. Michael in the comments, because I don't want to keep repeating myself about why Gentry is not there. So if somebody would please and thank you respond to Mr. Michael XR7HK and tell him what I just told you, and put your fingers to work and talk to Mr. Michael in the comments. I would really appreciate it. So we're still working on Stephen's working with a really bad finger right now. So that has slowed up his work big time. If you want to see what his finger looks like, go to last night's live stream. And I think at least within the first 10 minutes of last night's live stream. Thank you, Mr. Edwards. So if you want to see Stephen's bloody finger, which he almost cut off, that's in last night's live stream. And so that's made things very, very difficult. Plus, he's just, he's just really, you can imagine. My husband's been there since last Monday, and here it is Tuesday of the following week. He's embarrassed, and he's even told you. I'm not telling you anything that he didn't tell you. He's embarrassed that he got too gung-ho and started tearing apart the motor. Just getting in there, trying to figure it out, only to find out that it was the water pump. And one of the things that Stephen did talk about is that even though he is a very responsible owner-operator, we have an email, Mr. Ed. We have an email. I believe that it's in our channel description. It's an email that goes to Stephen. We have two different emails. I don't give like our personal email in our channel description, but Mr. Ed is asking for an email. I believe that we included an email in our channel description, and Stephen gets that email. I don't have access to it unless he forwards it to me. We try to keep our emails like separated in case something happens to the email. So thank you for catching Michael up. So Mr. Ed, I believe if you go to our channel description, you will find an email. I think that it's there. And then that email will go to Stephen. And then if he wants me to see something, he will forward it to the email that I look at. But you don't want your working email to be associated with the channel in case somebody gets in there and tries to do bad things to your email, like send a virus or something like that. Also, but I will tell you all of this. If you want to reach out to me, I am on Facebook, and you can DM me on Facebook. Now, I'll put that out there. So my maiden name is Bolt, B-O-L-D-T. So if you look up Ruthie, and that's obviously with an I-E. Some people want to put a Y on it, but it's R-U-T-H-I-E. My maiden name is Bolt, B-O-L-D-T. It has a D in it, like the word bold with a T, and then of Howard. So I am on Facebook as Ruthie Bolt Howard, and then Cerulean, Kentucky, just in case the wild chance of there being another Ruthie Bolt Howard. Hi, Frankie. So if you want to DM me a phone number and tell me in the messages who you are, so on Facebook, I'm more likely to get that than I am to get Stephen's email. Sometimes he thinks to check that and send that to me, but sometimes he doesn't. So the best way, if you're wanting to talk to me personally and to contact me personally, again, go to Ruthie Bolt, B-O-L-D-T, Ruthie Bolt Howard, and Cerulean. That's C-E-R-U-L-E-A-N, Cerulean, Kentucky, and send me a friend request and DM me. And that's how you can get in touch with me. Somebody the other night said that they were going to do that, and I checked. I did. Somebody in a live stream the other day, and I told them exactly the same thing. I told them, I said, how to find me on Facebook, how to DM me. And I went back and I looked, and it was not there. So I'm not sure why that didn't work. But you can't leave contact information and like you can't leave emails and phone numbers in live stream conversation. YouTube won't allow it. Somebody was trying to text me their phone number and their email in a live stream, and it does not show up. In YouTube comments, phone numbers and emails do not show up. YouTube blocks those because, well, for obvious reasons. So if you're even trying to leave me a phone number or trying to leave me an email, it's not going to show up in the comments. Frankie Albright is here. Hello, Frankie. Oh, Orlin. Orlin is here. I actually talked to Tim about coming to get Stephen, but when Stephen figured out it was the water pump, he said that he could do it there. Hopefully he gets on the road soon. Okay, so Orland works with Tim Gentry. So Orland, OVC Trucking there in the comments, 1967. He is a fellow Gentry employee. Edward Williams, I believe Stephen will make it to the show on time. He's a determined man on a mission. Okay, so Edward is talking about mats, and I want to talk to you all about that in just a minute. But anyway, so I'll say this just one more time, and then we're going to move on to a different topic. So those of you that missed it earlier, I'm sorry. You can go back and watch later. But it does not, at this point, Tim Gentry is not coming, not because he's not being a man of his word. It's not anything like that. If you'll refer to Mr. OVC Trucking, Mr. Orland, if you'll read his comment, it has nothing to do with Tim just giving up on Stephen or abandoning him. But there's no sense in sending a rescue team out to Stephen if Stephen can get the water pump in. There's just no sense in that. Oh, yeah. Gee, I'm going down a rabbit trail. I see 16 likes and I have 43 people watching. Come on, our fellow subscribers and viewers, please help. Oh, good. Somebody hit the like button. See, I see. I can see that count go up right in front of me. I can see it. I'm going to be an auctioneer, okay? Can I get 18, 18, 18? Do I have 18, 18? Oh! 19, 19, 20, 20, 20, 20, 25. Can I get 25 for that? 20, 25, 20, 20, 25. I'm being like an auctioneer. But I can 19. I hear 19, 19. Can I get 20? Can I get 20? I love how an auctioneer, the sound of an auctioneer. I love that. So yeah, 22. I got 22. Can I get 50, 50, 50? Anyway, so please keep hitting that like button. I'm not embarrassed to ask you to hit that like button. It's something I have to do to help you understand that, particularly on a live stream, when you hit the like button and you make comments, this video gets pushed out. YouTube will look at it and they'll say, wow, look at all those likes. Look at all those comments. Oh, George is here. George is here. And Mr. YouTube is awesome has become quite, he's just become quite well known on our channel. So George is here. If you look in the comments and you see YouTube is awesome 2487, that is Mr. George out of Oklahoma. Okay, I'm saying your name, so please hit the like button, Mr. George. Please do that for Miss Ruthie here. In fact, somebody had actually said, I can't find YouTube is awesome. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for him. Where's his channel at? Mr. YouTube is awesome. Well, George has a YouTube handle like the rest of you all do. You have to have a YouTube handle to be able to leave comments and interact with channels. You have to have a YouTube channel just to make comments. So he has a channel to make comments, but he's not an active channel as where he's producing videos and making videos like we are. So it was kind of funny when somebody said, I was looking up YouTube is awesome and I can't find them. And then Mr. George wrote in the comment, here I am. That was pretty funny. So George is an amazing godsend to us. Stephen has met him twice in person. I know Stephen got confused the other day and said that he was in Arkansas. I believe that Stephen said that you have an Arkansas phone number, but we know that you live in Oklahoma. Stephen has been to see you twice in Oklahoma, but then Stephen got it backwards the other day and he was saying that George lives in Arkansas. So, but no, Mr. George lives in Oklahoma and Stephen has seen him twice. And he's one of our exclusive insiders that we talk to on the phone. So we don't have too many of you that have our phone numbers for obvious reasons. We don't want just the whole world to have our phone numbers, but we have a handful of people that do watch us here and have our phone numbers, and Mr. George is one of them. Oh, Carson Polson is here. Hello, Mr. Carson. Mr. Carson, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Thank you for joining us. But George has become like a legend on our channel. People want to know about Mr. George. And Stephen has just absolutely bragged and bragged and bragged about Mr. YouTube is awesome, how he could not have done what he has done without Mr. George's help. Mr. George has sent him emails. Mr. George has called him and they've talked. And Stephen, in Stephen's words, he calls George a godsend. And we're very thankful for Mr. YouTube is awesome, but we're thankful for everybody else here in the live stream too. I'm not trying to play favorites. I'm not. But Mr. George has been an amazing asset to us, and we really do appreciate it. At this point, I don't know if Stephen has finished his conversation with AJ. I know that this is the call time. AJ can call now. See, I'm on Central Standard Time, so for me, it's 5:40. So it's Central Standard Time in Western Kentucky. It is, yes, Mr. Edwards. Mr. George is a very smart man, and we utilize his intelligence very much. A master mechanic he is. So I'm hoping that Stephen calls me and tells me he's already talked to AJ. I'm hoping, and then I can actually have Stephen on the phone call on the live. I'm hoping. But when I talked to Stephen a couple hours ago, he was still working with everything. He was trying to do a pressure test. He was trying to do that with a very, very hurt finger, and it looks pretty gruesome. So Mr. Edwards was talking about Stephen making it to the show, and so Stephen is hoping, since he doesn't have a load on him, and heading back this way, if he gets the truck up and running, he would like to be able to go to Matt's for the first time. And that's in Louisville, Kentucky. And come on, you all, hit that like button. I have 43 people watching and 25 likes. Can I get 26? Can I get 26, 27, 27? Can I get a like? It's important, you all. I know that I say that, but that's really important. That just pushes the video out and pushes it out, and helps YouTube recognize us. Okay, so I'm going to get to that. Mr. Krininger, that's part of the title. No, see, he's not going to go and okay, see, it's comments like this. He made bad choices in repairing the truck, and now he still has money to go to a truck show. So it's not about having money to go. I mean, sure, I'm sure there's an admission fee, but I mean, although I welcome you to be in this live stream, Krininger 1000. That's a pretty harsh comment, really, to tell you the truth. Talking about Stephen making bad decisions. I think Stephen has handled himself very professionally and very well. And I will defend my husband. I'm very, very proud of Stephen. And life is about learning. And I imagine that all of your decisions have not been the most amazing decisions. I imagine that, to use your terminology, I imagine you have probably made some bad decisions too. But I will talk about the GoFundMe thing in just a moment. I want to talk about the Matt's thing. So if anybody wants to respond to that comment for Mr. Krininger 1000, please feel free to do that. So, okay, because I mean, if you get this conversation going amongst yourselves, that also helps spread our live. I mean, if in the comments you're talking to yourselves on the sidebar here, because I can see the comments coming in, and if I'm typing them for Stephen, I'm typing them, but I can see them coming in, and I can respond that way. Steve, we live in Kentucky. The Matt's is in Louisville, Kentucky. And I have been wanting Stephen to, we don't have a show truck to enter like a category of, oh, look at Blueford, and to attract an audience for a show truck. So, I mean, Stephen's not going to show off his truck and to be a participant in the truck show that way. We just don't have a show truck like Rooster or Bonnie or one of Tim Gentry's trucks. We don't have anything like that. But I have been wanting Stephen to go for years. I said, we live in Kentucky. We live in Kentucky. How come we haven't had a chance to go to the Louisville, Kentucky Mid-America Truck Show? Well, so Stephen's just really never had the interest. However, let me tell you, I was just really disappointed. Like when he left out with these boats that they were supposed to be delivered by Stephen, but James, one of Mr. Gentry's drivers, James, ended up taking them to Oregon. He's like, I'm probably just not going to get the opportunity to go to the Mid-America Truck Show. And so you can just stop bugging me about it. Well, so he's heading back to Kentucky with his truck, and he doesn't have a load on him. So it is an opportune time. And let me tell you, there's a very important reason for him to make it to Matt's if he can. Landline Magazine, which is if you are an OIDA member, you get your landline. I might even have one floating around here somewhere. Oh, well, look at that. Look at that. Now, this is the Christmas one. I mean, I know this is March, but okay, so it just happened to be on Stephen's desk. Landline Magazine. So, yes, Mr. Edwards, it would. So, anyway, Stephen is a life member of OIDA, and he has been, he's been at OIDA since he started, and he's paid all his fees and dues all his years that he became a life member. And OIDA Landline Magazine is interested in doing a story on Stephen and our channel. And this has been in the works for quite some time. So, I mean, like for about 7 or 8 months, I've been talking to the editorial staff of Landline Magazine, and they've been looking for an opportunity to try to meet Stephen in person. Mr. Ed, I just tried to send you a friend request and it would not let me. Well, I happen to have my phone right here with me, and I'm going to go to Facebook and I don't know why I don't see a friend request from Ed Webb. Ed Webb is saying, I just tried to send you a friend request and it would not let me. Oh, George, I'm not a snob. I'm looking at my phone right now. I'm looking at Facebook right now. And no, I don't have I don't know. I gave you my information, how to find me on Facebook. And I'm not seeing a friend request. I don't know. I mean, I'm not purposely blocking you or anything like that. So I don't know how to answer your question, Mr. Ed, why it's not going to let you send a friend request to my Facebook. I don't understand. I don't have any control of that, and your name is not showing up here on my phone for a friend request. So I don't know how to answer that. I'm sorry. I don't know. Other people send me friend requests, so I don't know. So maybe we can figure it out. Maybe you can figure it out. I don't know, and I apologize for that. Because if I saw it, I would hit it right now. If your name was on my phone on Facebook for a friend request, I would take my index finger and confirm it right now. If it was, but it's not. So getting back to the truck show. So Landline and I have been, hi, Mr. Marty YB. Somebody help him in the comments, please. If I just I don't want to keep repeating my narrative. So somebody please talk to Marty YB 1980 in the comments about Stephen and the truck. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Keep the conversation going. So, getting back to the Mid-America Truck Show, I have been in conversations for about 6 or 7 months talking to the editorial staff of Landline Magazine, because they do stories about. Well, I mean, if you take the Landline Magazine, then you know that there are all kinds of editorial stories in there about different truckers here and there, and different stories of interest. So I reached out to them about 6 or 7 months ago, told them about our YouTube channel, told them it would be an interesting story for them, and so they they've been taking their sweet little time about it. But I have had all kinds of emails from the editorial staff saying, well, uh, if Stephen is able to go to the mats, then we can actually take a picture of your truck, take a picture of Stephen, and do our interview him right there on the spot instead of doing a telephone interview, which is what they would have to do if Stephen didn't see them in person. They're looking forward to taking a picture of Stephen, taking a picture of Blueford, although they don't know that our truck is called Blueford, and then getting some information to do a featured story in the Landline magazine. So that's one of the reasons why I was really hoping that Stephen could make it to the Mid America Truck Show right there in Louisville. So it's not like Mr. Stephen is. So somebody, who was that? Crininger 1000 acts like Stephen is some big shot. Oh, he still has money to go to a truck show. Blah blah blah. Well, that's just a ridiculous comment. It really is. So Allie Betcho is here. Thank you very much. Purple's my favorite color. I feel like I look nice in purple. I wear a lot of purple and turquoise. So I appreciate that. Thank you. 90% of my clothes are purple. 90%. And then 10% of my clothes are turquoise. And then well, that's not true. I would say I can't even do math here. I'm just making up round figures. I would say probably 75% of my clothes are purple. Lavender, purples, all shade. Fuchsia is my favorite shade of purple, fuchsia. So I would say that 75% of my clothes are a shade of purple. And then I would say that maybe 10% are turquoise. So that's 85%. And then the rest of my clothes are just whatever. But purple and then turquoise is a secondary color. That's right, Judy, 93, 96. I appreciate that. So we are hoping that Stephen can get that water pump in and hoping that his finger is healed up. Well, it's not healed, but with his very, very sore finger, can get that water pump going and then get that truck up running and then make it in time for the Mid-America Truck Show this weekend, and then to do an interview with the Landline magazine, and that would be amazing. So wouldn't that, I mean, I would be so proud and so ecstatic if we had a write-up in Landline magazine about our YouTube channel. I mean, that would be really exciting. And of course, with all the drama that we've had with the truck and everything being in Utah, more people are aware of our channel, and more people have come to us and all that. So that would just be absolutely amazing. Now, so the title of the live has the word GoFundMe in it. And I hesitated. I hesitated. Do I want to put that out there? I don't know the first thing. I don't know. I've never set up a GoFundMe. I would have to research it and find out what that's all about, the tax liabilities and just, I don't know the first thing about it. But Stephen told me, he said, we have a loyal audience. We have a lot of people that really care about us, which is amazing that we have this platform. It's amazing that we have just grown. If you didn't see, I put it out there in our post tab, like where you can post pictures and things on our post tab. I showed a picture of last March we were at 7,000 subscribers last March, a year ago, and now we are doubled. We are at 14,000. So in 1 year, we've gone from 7,000 to 14,000 in 1 year. Now, yes, a lot of it has to do with the fact that Stephen signed up to work with Tim Gentry. And yes, some of you, the 48 people that are watching me right now, you probably are some of the people that were watching Tim and came over to our channel. And so we inherited a lot of Tim's people. And Tim even told Stephen, he said that our YouTube channel was going to blow up. And that's what Tim Gentry said. He said, your channel is going to blow up with subscribers just because now you are associated with Gentry and Sons Trucking. And yes, a lot has happened with that. And we instantly gained, like within a month, we had 1,000 within a month that people had come over that were watching Tim that are watching us now. And just because Stephen has Tim Gentry's name on the door. So that's pretty amazing. But we just continue to grow and expand. And so we have several of you that you are more than just people that watch our stuff randomly. Many of you reach out on a continued regular basis. You watch every video, you make a comment in every video. You have really made it known that you care about our family, that you have just come to appreciate Stephen and Ruthie and AJ Howard as a family unit, that we're not just some nobodies, you know. I shouldn't say nobodies. I don't mean it like that, but because listen to this. Nobody is a nobody. Isn't that funny? I was trying to be funny. Nobody's a nobody. No, we're all important. I guess what I meant by that is that because you have invested so much of watch time in our life and what's going on with us. Thank you, Christopher Pepins. Thank you. You have invested so much into watching our content that you feel like you know us. So several of you just care about us so much. And so I just wanted to put it out there that if I learned how to do a GoFundMe, I mean, I don't know the first thing about it, but our finances are really hurting. I don't want to throw numbers out there because I don't think Stephen would appreciate that. I'm not going to give numbers, but you think about it. Stephen was home a month at Christmas. Those of you that watch our channel, you know that our son had the flu at Christmas, and Stephen got miserably sick. He was supposed to be home for 2 weeks at Christmas, and he ended up being home for a month. So from Christmas into January, Stephen was home for a month, and then he was home for 3 weeks recently, and then he took this load out, and now he's been sitting for a week, and I think he's only had 3 paying loads since Thanksgiving, 3 high dollar loads since Thanksgiving. He's had a lot of small stuff that it helps, but it's not like significant. But I mean, as far as like significant payloads, that's the word I want to use, payloads. We just haven't had many since Thanksgiving. And it's not that we are being irresponsible with our money. It's not like that. If you know that as an owner operator, if your wheels aren't turning, you're not earning. I mean, I know that that is a cliche. Of course it is. That's not original with me. If your wheels aren't turning, you're not earning. But that's just how it is. And so, I mean, we're not down to our last dime. Praise the Lord. But I'm not afraid to tell you that Stephen has had to break out the credit cards. And I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm thankful that we have the credit cards. I know that I know that when you use credit cards, you have high interest in we know that. But at the same time, we did not want to finance everything that's going on with this truck right now, take it out of our main checking account, because we still have other bills to pay. Just because the 49 of you that are watching right now, you're educated and mature adults. I don't think I have any 5-year-olds watching right now. And so all of the 49 adults know that just because you're not working doesn't mean the bills don't keep coming. I mean, that's life, right? We all know that. So plus, Stephen is going to have some surgery this summer. He has alluded to some medical issues. And if you know, you know. I don't feel like getting into all of that right now. Stephen has talked about it a lot. So I'm going to just use the expression, if you know, you know. Stephen has a lot of medical issues right now, and he needs to have surgery in a very desperate way. And so then there you go. He's going to be down again. Plus, we have a new challenge on our hand. So I met with AJ's social worker today, and AJ has never been allowed to have a home visit. He's been away from us for 15 months, and we have gone to see him, I think, 6 times. I think I have to look at the calendar, but I think we have seen him 6 times, maybe 7 in 15 months. And it's just the logistics of him being 5 hours away. Well, so I met with the social worker today, and they want to try to get him to come for a home visit, and like a weekend home visit. And they're looking at the weekend of his birthday. His birthday is May the 16th, and they're looking to try to get him home. So Stephen has to be home for that. Obviously, if our son's going to come home for a home visit. Oh, y'all hear my birds? That is a northern Oreo, not an Oreo cookie, an Oreo bird. So I have a bird clock. In fact, I'll just show it to you. Because this is my clock, and I don't know if you all have ever seen anything like that. You probably have one. Some of you probably have one yourself. But anyway, so it's 6 o'clock. It is. Look at that. It's 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And so people who are visiting me in my home, and they're sitting here in my living room talking to me, and all of a sudden birds go off. Oh, okay. So it's 6 o'clock in Oklahoma too. Okay. So if I have somebody new to my house and they're sitting in here in my living room talking to me, and all of a sudden there's a bird chirping, I say, "Oh, you like my pet bird? You like my pet bird?" And they're like, "Well, where's your bird cage? I don't see it. I don't see a bird cage." I'm like, "Well, they live in my clock. My birds live in my clock." And so I have them. 12 o'clock is the house finch. Then I have 1 o'clock is the American robin. Not that y'all really want to know all this, but it's just 2 o'clock is the northern mockingbird. 3 o'clock is blue jay. 4 o'clock is house wren. 5 o'clock is the tufted. This is a funny name. I mean, it's a funny name for a bird. Tufted titmouse. And that's what it is. T-I-T, tit. And I'm not being a nasty woman either. Titmouse. Tufted titmouse is the name of the bird. That's for 5 o'clock. Then we just had the 6 o'clock. That's the northern Oreo. Not Oreo as in Oreo cookie, but I can't even say it. Oriole. At 7 o'clock is the morning dove. 8 o'clock is the black-caped chickadee. 9 o'clock is the northern cardinal. 10 o'clock is the white-throated sparrow. And 11 o'clock is the white-breasted nuthatch. And then 12 o'clock is the house finch. And so these are my pet birds. And so they go off every hour. And it's really fun when I'm doing a live stream. It's just fun to hear the birds go off. And I'll say, "Hey, you hear my pet bird?" And so it's kind of funny. But anyway, getting back to the whole thing about finances, I am thankful that we're not down to our last dime, but we're not really where we should be. And I've already explained a lot of the reasons. But so Stephen has to be home whenever AJ comes home. That's part of, I mean, why would he not want to be home? If we're going to do some home visits with AJ. So if Stephen's going to end up having surgery, then we're going to be doing some home visits for AJ to come home. Then Stephen's not going to be on the road. So it's uncomfortable. And as somebody wanted to say, bad decisions. Well, I don't agree with you on that. And of course, obviously, you're allowed to say what you're going to say. I can't prevent you from not saying it, but I think that you're totally inappropriate and very rude to say that. So, so I just wanted to know, I am going to look it up. I am going to investigate it. I don't know the very first thing about the legal matters of it all. But if I were to set up a GoFundMe and to explain publicly all the things that Stephen's been going through with the truck, with just all the family issues that we've had that has kept him off the road, wonder if at least a handful of our faithful, not the random person that just hits subscribe. They see a cool video and they just hit subscribe. I'm not talking about the people who, oh, this is a cool channel, subscribe. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the people that have been with us for a significant period of time. Wondered what, I wanted to put it out there and wondered what your thoughts were. Would you consider helping us in a GoFundMe? I mean, because every little bit counts. And I mean, I don't even have a target number. If I'm going to look it up, I'll have to investigate what kind of goal I should set based on our finances, knowing that Stephen's going to be home for a surgery, knowing that we're going to have some home time with AJ where Stephen has to be home, knowing the bills that, you know, we have. I would have to kind of figure out, because when you do a GoFundMe, you have to specify a goal, and you have to kind of, I mean, you can't, I mean, people want to know what they're working towards, what kind of goal financially you're working towards. So I have to do my homework on that. But I just wanted to put it out there that that is something that we are considering doing. And we know we already got one naysayer about it. And I'm sure there's going to be more. I'm sure that there's going to be more people that come on here and want to judge us and tell us how irresponsible we are. We're always going to have, look, we're no strangers to this whole YouTube thing. We've been on YouTube for 6 years. In May, it will be 6 years in May. And so we have dealt with all kinds of people. So when you put things on a public forum, you're going to get your haters and you're going to get the people that really like you. And fortunately for us, we have a lot of people that like us. Praise the Lord and amen to that. We have a lot of people that like us. And I think it's okay to say that. I think it's okay to say that, yes, we have people that really like us. And there's really not a whole lot of middle ground. There's not, I mean, yeah, I guess some things are like, well, take them or leave them. Big Belly and Sun Trucking, well, they're okay. Take them or leave them. But it's really not like that. Particularly on our channel, we have kind of a polarizing presence, and especially because we have the whole issue with AJ, and because we have a son that is in state custody, and we have had so many haters. It's not even funny. Y'all, I have blocked probably 50 people from our channel that can't leave comments. They can watch, but they can't leave comments. So when you block somebody from a YouTube channel, it doesn't keep them from watching your content. They can still watch your content. In fact, 52 of you are watching right now. Okay, now it's 50. 2 people left the live stream. 50 people are watching right now. Perhaps a few of those 50 people are some of the people that we have blocked from making comments. you can still watch our content. You just can't leave comments. You can't leave your hateful rhetoric in our comments. And so, yes, we are very, very, I mean, we're veterans. At 6 years into YouTube, we know we've gotten all kinds of haters, and the biggest hate comes from the fact that our child is in state custody, and there have been videos that have been made about us. Trolling videos have been made about us, how we are really bad parents, and that we obviously had our child taken from us, that we've had people make up stories about how we've had social workers come into our house and take our kid away from us because we are so abusive parents. And those are lies. Those are all lies. But of course, you're going to believe what you're going to believe. So if you're one of the 48 people, because 2 people have left now, if you're one of the 48 people that are watching, and you are, you're one of those people that have made up nasty videos about us and nasty lies about us, then shame on you, because you don't know our story. And that's why so many people are blocked from our channel. And you can't leave your hate comments, because you start leaving hate comments on my channel, I'm going to block you. And so people think that they know you, but they don't. And so it's just one of those very sad situations. AJ was 8 years old 6 years ago when we started YouTubing. He was 8. And in May, he's going to be 14. We have several people that have watched us for 6 years. We have had several people that watched AJ when he was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. And then one day he disappeared. And he was no longer in our YouTube videos. So, I mean, what do you do when you watch a channel for 6 years? Well, I mean, when he disappeared, it was like 4.5 years into it. What do? You're watching a kid grow up on YouTube, and you've watched this child for 4 years. He's been in the truck with his dad. He's been on a lot of adventures with his mom and dad on YouTube. And then one day he's not in videos anymore. Well, don't you think that Stephen and I try to do the right thing by explaining why our kid's not with us? Allie, Ruthie, you holding that clock like Flavor. You holding that clock like Flavor Flavy. I don't know what I don't know. I guess I forgot I was still holding the clock. I guess I'm just so intense. I'm so intense on talking to y'all that I'm holding the clock for moral support here. I don't know what Flavor Flavy is. I have no idea. But I guess I'm just so intense on what I'm talking to you about that I'm just using it as a prompt to hold on to. But Edward Williams, I guess you're referring to AJ about how he loves the truck. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yeah, he loved to truck with his dad. He did. He loved to truck with his dad. And so we have tried to be transparent. I better put this clock down. Sorry. We have tried to be transparent on our channel. And, we can't just act like our child died. We don't have a child anymore. Allie says it was that reality show. He wore that big clock around his neck. Oh, okay. I didn't know what you were talking about. Somebody was wearing a clock around their neck. I didn't know what you were talking about. So I'm sorry. So, and Edward's just talking about, yes, AJ loved, if you go back on our channel, you can see AJ in the truck with his dad. I mean, the name of our channel is Big Billy and Son. So where is the sun? S-O-N, not the S-U-N in the sky. Where, if the name of our channel is Big Billy and Son, so obviously people want to know about the S-O-N. Where is the S-O-N? If you're Big Billy and Son, where's the S-O-N? Well, for right now, the S-O-N is in a boys' home 5 hours from us. And most people do know the backstory, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But we're not abusive parents, and we're not. No matter what kind of nasty video you want to put up about me, and there have been many derogatory, nasty videos. There have been all kinds of people who have wanted to troll me and act like I'm a horrible person. Well, the Lord knows, the Lord Jesus Christ knows, and he will judge you for that. Well, anyway, we're working to get AJ home. And so there's going to be a lot of home visits. Hopefully, the social worker today said that there would be some home visits. And so Stephen needs to be home for those home visits. So if he's going to have surgery and he's going to be home for home visits, and then we've had this thing going on with the truck in Utah, it's been very discouraging financially. So I'm just going to put it out there that I'm going to research GoFundMe, going to do my homework on it, find out what all the legal ins and outs and tax laws and all that. And if we do one, we will advertise it on our YouTube channel. If we set up a GoFundMe, obviously we have the platform, our YouTube channel, and we will say, hey, we have a GoFundMe and you are welcome to participate in that. And we would very much appreciate it and be very grateful. But you don't have to. It's obviously a choice. And whenever you put out something like that, that's a choice. People don't have to do that. Just like you don't have to give to anything. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to throw it out there that I'm letting you know that that's on our mind. Oh, okay, Allie. Thank you. But I do want to show you the kind of support that we have here on YouTube. I was going to make a video about this earlier, and I didn't get a chance to do it. So I figured I would do it during this live. If you haven't hit the like button, would you please do that right now? We are all up in Michigan till morning. Ruthie, you're a good person, and don't let them kind of people hurt your feelings and take away your sunshine, and keep on being you and smiling. Well, thank you, Allie. This is for you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, this is from Chad and Allie. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't recognize. Okay, now I know who I'm talking to. Okay. I didn't. It doesn't say Rankin. Okay. All right, you all. Now I know who I'm talking to. I didn't. I was Allie. Is that must be your maiden name? Or another name? Becho. Oh, so this is Allie's phone. So are you? Who am I talking to? Chad or Allie? Okay, you all. I'm looking at, as you see on your screen, these comments that are coming in. My clue of who I was talking to was Floating Gears, because Second Chance is their truck. So now I know who I'm talking to. So big smiles to Chad and Allie of Rankin. Oh, you're Chad. Okay. But you're on Allie's phone. Okay. You all look in the comments right there. It's Chad. But okay. And I didn't know she had an E in her name. I thought it was Allly. Hi, Mr. Pine Knot Yoder. Bumbles. Chad, I apologize. I've been spelling Allie's name Allly, and I didn't know that it was Alley. I apologize for that. And by the way, Chad and Allie did a live stream last night on Floating Gears, but Stephen was also doing a live, so I didn't get a chance to check it out. Chad, I apologize. She fell asleep watching you. That's Allie's maiden name. Oh, okay. But now I know that it's Alley and not LLY. Oh, was Allie watching us live last night? She fell asleep watching you. Yeah, we were on pretty late last night. Stephen was on pretty late last night. So I am talking to Chad Rankin, who is using Allie's phone there in the comments. Y'all look at the comments right now on your screen. Look at the comments. Allie's. So that's Chad Rankin of Floating Gears. I made a video, Floating Gears Trucking. I believe that's the name of the channel. I made a video, and he's almost up. He almost has 1,000 subscribers now, almost. So please go check out Floating Gears. And Mr. Chad, I'm very sorry that I was unable to participate in your live last night. As you know, that Stephen did a live, and and you've got to figure out why your live is not showing up on your channel. I think that it's probably listed as private instead of public. You need to check the settings. You need to check the settings on your channel and figure out why your live stream is not showing up so that I can go back and watch it. So again, Chad Rankin, everybody, of Floating Gears. Go over and check out that channel. And thank you for being here with us. And but yeah, so we're just, lamenting some of our financial woes. But Chad knows all about it. Chad knows all about financial woes. Don't you, Mr. Chad? Say yes in the comments. If you, I want to see Allie's name pop up. Where you say yes. He had somebody charged him $20,000 for a $10,000 job, and I have a video about that. So it's okay. She was just watching you and fell asleep. LOL. And I heard you and grabbed her phone. It's okay, Ruthie. You guys got a lot going on yourself. I might go and do another one. I might go do another one because it's got dark on me. Okay. But yeah, you do know all about financial problems. I mean, you all, if you're not familiar with the video that I'm talking about, I have 43 of you watching right now. 43 of you are looking at me right now. You can see me, but I can't see you, but I know you're there. And I have a video that I put up on Friday about Floating Gears YouTube channel about how somebody charged him $20,000 for a $10,000 job. And so please go check out that channel. He's almost at 1,000 subscribers. This morning he was 951. I'm keeping track, Mr. Chad. I'm keeping track of your subscriber count. We brought you up from 889 to 951. So you all go check him out and give him a subscribe, and let's get Mr. Chad and Allie up to 1,000 subscribers. And but yeah, go check your settings and see if your last night's live is under. It should be showing up on your channel. We are done paying people. We will work from this point on our own truck. Y'all read that comment. Okay, we are done paying people. We will work on our own truck. That's right. And thank you, Mr. Chad. Chad, he's using Allie's phone, but thank you, Chad. I appreciate that. Let's get Floating Gears YouTube channel up to 1,000 subscribers. They were at 951 this morning. So that's Floating Gears Trucking. You can find a link to it on my channel. Please go support Chad and Allie Rankin. Oh, okay, George. All right. George says he watches too many channels already. But you did go over there and make some comments, so that's good. Chad, Mr. George is in the comments here. YouTube is awesome. He says he's got too many channels that he watches already. So anyway, to show you the kind of love. Oh, real quickly, Mr. Chad, before I forget, you said you did a live stream last night, and it's not appearing on your videos because I looked for it. So the only thing I can think of is that somehow it got listed as private by accident. If something is listed as private on your channel and not public, then it doesn't show up on your channel. So check that out and see what happened with that. And but George, Mr. YouTube is watches too many other channels as it is. Well, don't you leave our channel, Mr. George. We depend on you too much. Stephen depends on you too much. All right, so let me show you about the love and support that comes through. Okay, Chad, check it and see what happened. Let me show you about the love and support that we get from our channel. And by the way, it has been a blessing to have a P.O. box. In January, Mr. Edwards, I didn't get a notification about the live either. Some of you have been talking about this. I have no control of the settings on your phone, and I apologize. I wish that I could help you. Like Mr. Edwards right here. Some of you have said that you didn't get notifications about when we go live. And all I know is that when you subscribe to a YouTube channel, you can sign up for like all the notifications. Like if you want to be notified for everything that when we have a video that's uploaded or we go live, you can get the notifications and like the little bell. You know, Stephen's always like, ring that bell. You've heard him say, he doesn't say it as much anymore, but Stephen used to try to say, and ring that bell. So that the little bell is the indication of the notification bell, where you can find out if you get notifications if we go live or we have a video. So, all right. I hope that helps. Mr. Edwards, I don't know. You'll have to do a check on your notifications and to see why you're not getting notified if we go live. And it's not just you. Other people have said, I didn't get a live notification. I didn't get a live. Oh, wow. We had an experience last night. If you were on our live last night, we have 45 people currently watching, 43, 2 people just left. Yes, ma'am, it's on, but sometimes I don't get notifications on some channels I watch. Okay, well, yeah, that happens sometimes. That happens, and I wish that I could fix it for you, but I'm not really tech savvy. But we had something really special happen last night in our live. We had somebody that said that they've been watching our channel for 2 years, and they have never caught a live. They're like, wow, they were genuinely excited. They were genuinely excited that they had been watching our channel for 2 years and they finally caught us live. Hey, Chad, Mr. George is talking to you. Make sure, Chad Rankin, if you're still here, Mr. YouTube is awesome. Mr. George is talking to you. You might want to answer his question. Was your block dipped on cylinder 4? You'll have to, amongst yourself in the comments, please talk about that, because that's a question for Chad to answer for George, our master mechanic. But this person said, I've been watching you for 2 years and I've never caught a live, and they were very, very excited about catching our live. So I was originally going to make a separate video called Mail Call. Oh yeah, because I was talking about our P.O. box in January. See, I get on these rabbit trails. I get so distracted. I get on one thing and then it just piggybacks off onto another. I just get very distracted. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but I do believe that I could have very well been diagnosed with autism or ADHD myself. Those are some of AJ's labels, and Stephen calls them labels. I mean, they are labels. Stephen calls them labels. Those are some of AJ's diagnoses, is ADHD, and he's on the autistic spectrum. So sometimes I get so sidetracked, and so I go down these rabbit holes. I wonder, my brain is just like fried, and I forget where I'm at. And is that the ADHD in me? But I am thankful to have our P.O. box that I opened up, P.O. Box 178. It's in our channel description. When you look at our channel description, you will see that we have established a P.O. box for our channel. And it's been a blessing because Kirk DeWitt has mailed us some tool bags and we've gotten some cards and all that. Well, I was going to make a separate video about this, but I never got to it. And so I think that I'm going to just talk about it now. I may end up making a separate video about it, but at least I want to mention it for those people that are watching the live stream right now. So there is a man in Jacksonville, Florida named AJ Rodriguez, and he is a trucker. And 2 years ago, he found us on YouTube. And yes, his name is AJ. He is Big AJ, and we have Little AJ. And so Big AJ met Stephen and AJ in Jacksonville, Florida 2 years ago. And it was just really, really, really remarkable. He had just found our channel. And I love stories like this. I love stories like this. That's my cousin. I'm not going to talk to my cousin. Sorry, cousin. If it was Stephen, I'd answer the phone if it was Stephen. But I love stories like this when we meet our subscribers. Stephen and AJ were, I don't know where they were there in Jacksonville, but AJ Rodriguez had just discovered our channel a couple of months before, and he noticed the truck parked there. That's when we had the black Freightliner. We didn't have Blueford. We had the black Freightliner. And he noticed our truck there, and he noticed Stephen and AJ from YouTube. And so he actually went to McDonald's and bought McDonald's lunch for Stephen and AJ. And he comes up to Stephen, and he's a big dude. Okay, good. I'm glad to see that George and Chat are talking. I can see you talking in the comments. And there's Mr. Pepin too. Christopher Pepin. Oh, thank you. So Chad, you have a new subscriber. Christopher Pepins just subscribed to you. So now you are at 952. So Christopher Pepins, thank you for subscribing to Chad and Allie's channel. I appreciate that, Mr. Christopher. Thank you very much. Thank you. So AJ Rodriguez is a big dude. I mean, he's a big man, like tall, and he's not fat. I don't want to say he's fat, but he's burly. He's a burly man. Good, you all keep the comments going amongst yourselves. I'm seeing them, so that's good. So AJ Rodriguez is a big burly man, tall and well built, very muscular, and so he comes to he walks up close to Stephen and AJ, and Stephen had never seen him or met him, and Stephen felt threatened. He's like, oh no! He told me later. He said, "I wonder what this man wants. What does this big dude want with me? He's coming my way, and he's real big, and he's just coming my way." But then he introduced himself, and he said, "I brought you all lunch. I brought you McDonald's, and I watched your channel. Oh, you all look at that! 37 people, 37 likes. Look at that." That's cool. See, I'm watching these numbers. That's cool. So we met AJ Rodriguez that way, and he's been to our house twice. So Big A, we call him Big AJ. He's been to our house twice. Well, he went to Japan recently, and he knows that my AJ, little AJ, would love to go to Japan. And he knows that our son is very much into Kirby, this character right here. So he sent a package. Actually, the package came on a lot. We were doing a live stream a couple weeks ago, and the UPS truck showed up, and the UPS truck brought a package because it's postmarked. The package is postmarked March the 6th, and I think we got it 2 days later on like March the 8th, and today is March the 24th. But anyway, he went to Japan, and he so for AJ's birthday, I don't know. Do y'all who recognizes? Anybody know who Kirby is? Do I have any Kirby fans? So all of this came from Japan, and it even has our cats. Oh, welcome back home. Well, one cat is in the house asleep somewhere, and the other cat is outside. Joy Boy is in the house somewhere. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chad, for joining us. I gotta go grab a video. Thank you, and thank you all very much. Okay, and thank you, Mr. Edwards. Thank you for joining us, Edward Williams and Chad Rankin. Thank you for coming when you did. And Chad, get your video up. I'll be looking for that later on Floating Gears channel. So thank you for joining us. So bye to Chad and bye to Mr. Edwards. But anyway, how many of you recognize Kirby? Oh, Pepins, Christopher Pepins. I have extra custom carved pink Kirby at home. I need to box up. Well, we have a P.O. box. It's in our channel description. Mr. Christopher, we have a P.O. box. But anyway, so now AJ is obsessed. It used to be Sonic the Hedgehog. It used to be. So for years, AJ was obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. And then he discovered Kirby. Y'all look at that. And it came from the Kirby Cafe. I don't know if you can see that. Can y'all see that? Look, Kirby Cafe in Tokyo. So Big AJ went to Tokyo for about a month. And, oh, is that right? Your wife is into Kirby? So, AJ is obsessed with Kirby. And so Big AJ went to Japan and got these things for AJ. And then he I got all kinds of things in here. So I mean, this is an amazing so he got AJ, let's see here. He got AJ a really nice hat, a really nice beanie. So that's AJ's gonna really, really love that. So, and we're gonna give it to him from Big AJ to Little AJ on his birthday. So here's the, I'm gonna show y'all. So here's the hat from Japan. AJ's gonna love that. And here's one last look at this Kirby. And if you know, you know, Mr. Christopher Pepins. If you know, you know. And then this. But then let me show you some other stuff here. AJ wanted some Japanese money. AJ would love to go to Japan someday. So here is some paper money from Japan. And then all kinds of coins. Now, y'all look at this coin. This coin actually has a hole in it. Can you see? Am I holding it where you can see that it actually has a, this is actually a coin. With these other coins, it's actually a coin and it has a hole in it. So that's fascinating. It is a piece of money that has a hole in it. So I have all these Japanese coins. AJ had wanted some money. So he sent paper money and he sent these coins. But then, y'all, it gets weird. It gets really weird. I don't even know how to describe how weird this is. But this looks like octopus. It's this Now you tell me that does not look like an octopus leg. That's an octopus, if you ask me. And it's got this packaging. I don't know if you can see it from the, you probably, my light's probably messing it up, but all the packaging, of course, is all Japanese on the back. And of course, you can clearly see this, but this looks like octopus. Okay, so that is really, really creepy, but it's funny. And of course, obviously, it's amazing because it comes from Japan for AJ. And then it's some kind of cracker. Oh yeah, maybe can you see the all the Japanese writing on the back? Look at that. So this is some kind of treat, some type of cracker. So we got octopus and we got some type of cracker. And then some type of treat. Some type of food. Now, this is funny. What's really funny is it comes from Japan, but it has Minnie Mouse on it. So yeah, I don't my light is probably playing on the packaging, but it has Minnie Mouse on it, but it's got Japanese writing all over it. So that's just really funny. This is some type of candy or some type of sucker, and it's got Minnie Mouse on it. So all the way over into Japan. And then several of these, I don't know, there's like 5 or 6 of these, and there is absolutely no writing on them, whether in English or Japanese, no writing on them, and no description at all. So there's like 5 or 6 of these type of little things. So there's like that. So here's those. And then here's another, like another like little sucker thing. And there's this. Now, and then let me read you the notes. Whoopsie. Sorry, dropped some money down here. So let me, AJ Rodriguez says, little AJ. Now, see, I just want to show you, I have 27 people that are still with me. Okay. And he wrote me a letter. He wrote me and Stephen a letter, and he wrote AJ a letter. Now, we already told you that we call him Big AJ. His name's AJ Rodriguez. Little AJ, hey, buddy. Here are a few little knickknacks I got you from Japan. I hope they put a smile on your face. I hope you are well. Oh, did somebody do the research? Mr. George? So, Mr. George is saying, okay, it says 1,000 yen. Mr. George is saying that 1,000 yen note is worth $6.30. Well, it's probably worth more to AJ than that, but that's cool to know. That's really cool to know that you would know that. So 1,000 yen is worth $6.30. And let me know if you know about why one of their coins has a hole in it. So Big AJ says, little AJ, hey, buddy, here are a few little knickknacks that I got you from Japan. I hope that they put a smile on your face. I hope you are well. Take care, little AJ. Miss you, kid. Love, Big AJ. So this is the kind of love that we get. The sad thing is the package came to us like 2 days after we got back from seeing AJ. We saw AJ on Sunday, May the 8th, and then 2 days later the package came. So if it had come to us before we left to go see AJ, we could have taken this package to him. But and then here's another note to us, Miss Ruthie and Mr. Stephen. Hey y'all, I got the beanie and the Kirby's for little AJ. Feel free to try the snacks and candy. He says, if you're brave enough. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to be eating any octopus. Feel free to try the snacks and candy if you're brave enough. LOL. Hope y'all are doing well. Sending my love and best wishes from Florida. Take care, guys. Hope to see you soon. Have the best day. Oh, yeah. Now, you talk about channel recognition. You talk about that. This is what AJ Rodriguez says. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. And God bless. And don't forget to ring that bell. Remember how Stephen used to always say, don't forget to ring that bell. But have a wonderful day wherever you are. God bless. Or later, and ring that bell. So he writes that in his note. Isn't that funny? Now that is true loyalty, channel loyalty, for him to know that, and just to know that little idiosyncrasy about Stephen. And I think it was Mr. Edward Williams. I could be wrong. If you're still here, Edward Williams, was it you? Or was it Glenn Hunter? It was either you or Glenn Hunter that said that you love the way that Stephen always, 99%, he doesn't always get a chance to, but 99% of the time he'll say, have a wonderful day, wherever you are, God bless, and later. And that's just one of the things that Stephen does. And so I thought it was Mr. Edwards that said that you like the way that Stephen always ends his videos. So that's the AJ package. And then I had two other things I wanted to show you. Oh, and like I said, I was going to be doing a separate video on it, but I just didn't. We got an Easter card from BB's Adventures. And let's see. Oh, I don't know if you can see that or not. She's got this little red right here. It says BB's Adventures. That's a YouTube channel, BB's Adventures, and then she's got her label right here. So she's out of Kathleen, Florida. So Miss Bonnie of BB's Adventures is the one who inspired me to get a YouTube P.O. box. She's the one who suggested that I get a YouTube P.O. box. And she was our first card that we got in our P.O. box, but she sent an Easter card. So that's pretty cool. And she has her own little stamp that says BB's Adventures, and that's pretty cool. But so she sent an Easter card, and the Easter card actually has a detachable, am I holding, or you can see it, has a detachable bookmark where I can rip off the bookmark right there. So to Big Billy and Son Trucking, let's rejoice in the renewed hope and promise for the Easter, what Easter brings. In gratitude for your loving care for poor and needy children, family and loved ones will be remembered during a Holy Mass on Easter Sunday. So may the resurrection be a constant reminder of his love and the promise of eternal life. So that is an Easter card from BB's Adventures, and I'm not done yet. Again, my original goal was to have a separate video, and I still may do that. I'm not ruling that out. I still may do a separate video for mail call. But so Christopher Pepins, if you're really serious about sending AJ a Kirby, if you're serious about getting permission from your wife's inventory, we do have a P.O. Box 178. It's in the channel description with the zip code and everything. And AJ's birthday is May the 16th, if you're really serious about that. Then I wanted to show you this other piece of mail, which is really funny because here's the funny thing. Our channel, as you all know, our channel is Big Billy and Son. But this says that it was just funny. They were anonymous. They didn't want to, well, they actually signed it, but they didn't put an address. This was sent by a Lester, it looks like Lester Matthews, if I'm reading that correctly. So On the envelope, he writes, I don't know if my light, I don't know. It says big stomach and wife. Can y'all read that? So not big belly, not big belly and son, but big stomach. Isn't that hilarious? Big stomach and wife trucking. And there it is, P.O. Box 178. Just want to make sure you all can see that. Big stomach, and it was mailed out of Louisville. It's postmarked Louisville, Kentucky, March the 12th, and I received it on the 18th. Today is the 24th, so I received it a week ago. So instead of big belly, big stomach and wife trucking. And this person pays attention to our videos. The letter was written on March the 10th, and it was postmarked on March the 12th. And it says, hi. When you guys were getting your parts in Bowling Green, Kentucky, you said that you were 60 miles from home. Today, in a video, you said that it was a 2-hour trip and 2 hours back. That doesn't sound right. Well, that's how closely this person pays attention. Was actually Bowling Green, Kentucky from Cerulean is more than 60 miles. In fact, does anybody want to do it right now? And would anybody check it for me? We live in Cerulean. That's Cerulen. We live in Cerulean, Kentucky. Can somebody check the mileage right now? I have 29 people watching. Can somebody check the mileage from Cerulean, Kentucky to Bowling Green, Kentucky, and tell me how many miles it is? I would surely appreciate seeing that there in the comments. Anyway, I believe it's more than 60, but Stephen just said, well, in the video, he said, well, we're 60 miles away. And that was the day he had to go back and change parts. And he said that it was a 2-hour journey there and 2 hours back. Well, that's how closely somebody paid attention. It says, when you were getting parts in Bowling Green, you said you were 60 miles from home. Today, in a video, you said it was 2 hours trip up and 2 hours back. That doesn't sound right. Check tie rod ends and other steering stuff. They may have something in them. I'm not sure. Hope you can get your son home soon. Isn't that nice? Hope you can get your so people are really, they're double checking our mileage and making sure that we're not telling any fibs on our mileage. They're double checking our mileage. And then hope you can get your son back soon. I enjoy watching you. And it's somebody who used to live in Cadiz, Kentucky. And Cadiz is also Trigg County. I live in Trigg County, Trigg, Trigg. I live in Trigg County, Kentucky. And Cadiz, Cadiz, not Cadiz, but Cadiz is the county seat of Trigg County. And it's somebody who apparently used to live in Cadiz, because they say we miss not living at Cadiz. And then it looks like Lester Matthews is what it looks like. So somebody did sign their name, but they didn't put any return address or anything like that. So we do get mail at P.O. Box 178. We do get mail. And so if you feel so inclined to send us an Easter card, Easter is April the 5th. We got a lot of Valentine's Day cards. I'm going to keep my little box here. This is the box that I got. This is the box that I got for our Valentine's Day cards. So I'm going to keep my box and just put all of my mail that I get. So here's several of our Valentine's Day cards that I have already read. I did a live for if you just go to our live streams, I did a live where I read the Valentine's Day cards. So I'm just going to keep this box for that. So that it may be a Valentine's Day box, but I'm going to keep all of our correspondence in here, in this box here. Y'all think I should call Stephen? Let me see if I can't get a hold of Stephen. So, I just got a friend request on Facebook from Crystal Michelle Henson. So I wonder, since I was talking about, I'm on my Facebook now, and I was just talking about how to find me on Facebook. I wonder if Crystal Michelle Henson, are you watching right now, Crystal Henson? It says you sent this request 10 minutes ago. If Crystal Henson is one of the 21 people watching, I received your friend request on Facebook, and let me know if that's you. But let's go over and see if we can't get Stephen on the phone. Hope he answers. Hope he answers.
Hey, I missed you. Leave your message and I'll get back to you. God bless. And later.
So he even says it, God bless, and later. He even says that, we'll try him one more time. Just annoy him. He even says in his message, God bless, and later.
Hey, I missed you. Leave your message and I'll get back to you. God bless. And later. At the tone.
I don't ever leave him a message. Well, at least you know that even in his messages, he'll say, God bless, and later. He even says that on his phone messages. But I don't ever leave him a message because he'll just see that I tried calling, and then he will just call me back. So are there anybody that has any particular questions? We kind of talked about the GoFundMe. I got to do some research on that to see if that's something that I'm going to really do. We talked about Matt's, the Mid-America Truck Show. We talked about, well, I talked to Stephen only a few hours ago and he was still working. So that's probably why he didn't answer the phone. So I don't have any more than what I told you an hour ago. I don't have any more news on Stephen any more than what I told you an hour ago. So we talked about Stephen's update. We talked about Tim Gentry not coming to get him. We talked about the Matt show. We talked about the GoFundMe. We talked about AJ possibly getting some home visits coming up. And we talked about these fun packages. Yeah, see, the mail thing and the package thing just shows you that, and there's nothing wrong in saying this. People like us. but people also hate us too. So you know, it's you got the two sides of the coin. You got people that really like us, and you got people that really despise us and make nasty videos about us on their YouTube channels. They'll go over to their YouTube channel and make a nasty video about us. So the comments have kind of died down. I don't see any comments coming in, so I feel like I'm losing interest, and I'm not going to prolong this. Did anybody look at the mileage between Cerulean? I guess I can do that right now. It didn't come through on the comments, so I guess I'll do that to satisfy my own interest. By the way, Bowling Green, Kentucky is where the one and only Corvette factory and museum is in the United States. Corvette. If you are a Corvette lover, little red Corvette, if you are a Corvette person, Bowling Green, Kentucky is where the Corvette, the only one Corvette factory and museum in the United States. It's also where Western Kentucky University is. So 1 hour and 21 minutes. So Bowling Green, Kentucky is 1 hour and 21 minutes from Cerulean. It is the state's, Bowling Green, Kentucky is the state's third largest city, known for its Corvette manufacturing and its proximity to Mammoth Cave, as well as home of Western Kentucky University, also called WKU, Western Kentucky University. I didn't know that it was the third largest city in Kentucky. I didn't know that. It's got over 72,000 residents. So, all right, an hour and 21 minutes. So it's more than 60 miles. But I do think it's really funny that that person said that our math was not right. Not being rude, Ruthie, but are you currently working? That's not being rude at all. So let me answer that question. Mudslinger, SD Mudslinger. Well, let me answer that question. It's a valid question. And it's going to keep the conversation going for a minute, because for a minute I thought that y'all were kind of losing interest and I was about ready to close shop. But this is a question that I would actually like to talk about. So thank you for it. I do not currently work outside the home. I actually have 2 college degrees. I have a bachelor's degree and I have a master's degree. I have a bachelor's degree in social work, which is so ironic. I mean, you think about it, just the irony. Oh, messing my necklaces up. The irony, isn't it ironic that I have a bachelor's degree in social work, and yet my life for the past 2 years has been nothing but dealing with the DCBS and the court and social workers. See, I never wanted to work with the DCBS and be a social worker for children. That was never my thing, ever, ever, ever. I had every intention of being a social worker for the elderly at nursing homes. I really am fond of the geriatric population. Wink, wink. I did marry a man 16 years older than me. So, yeah, that's pretty geriatric. Just joking for Stephen. But, so yeah, I married a man 16 years older than me. So, yeah, I've always been interested in older people, and I wanted to use my degree to work in a nursing home or a retirement community, but that never happened. My master's degree is in a related field. It's my master's degree is not an MSW. So even though my bachelor's degree is social work, my master's degree is not. It is not an MSU. It's called Health and Human Performances with an emphasis in geriatrics. So in that degree, it was like I had to take nursing. I am not a nurse. I am not a nurse, but I had to take nursing classes. I had to take all kinds of classes. Now, this was 25 years ago. I took classes in gerontology, the gerontological disease of the elderly, like studying about Alzheimer's and dementia. I had to take like very specific nursing classes that related to the health of the elderly. I had to go to funeral homes. I had to tour the morgues of funeral homes, and I had to go to cemeteries and do a study in death and dying and all of that. And And I've always been fascinated with funeral homes. I have, and cemeteries. Funeral homes and cemeteries don't bother me at all. I'm fascinated, not to the point where I wanted to be a mortician. I'm not to that point, but I'm not bothered to go into the basement of a funeral home. But for various reasons, and I just don't feel like defending or explaining myself right now because that's a whole long story. But for various reasons, I have never professionally used my degrees, even though I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. There have been different things, different roadblocks in my life that have kept me from using my degrees professionally. And it's taken me 20 years to pay off my student loans, but I have had many various jobs in my life. I have been a college professor. I have taught basic public speaking, effective communication, interpersonal communication, English 101. I have taught at junior colleges, not like a big university, but I have been a college instructor for junior colleges. I have been a postmaster. I most certainly have. I have, well, actually, let me refrain. My title was OIC, Officer in Charge. So I didn't have the title of my title was not Postmaster. I didn't have the PM for Postmaster. I had OIC, which is functioning as a postmaster. That stands for Officer in Charge of a Post Office. So I have been an officer in charge at a post office. Yeah, George. And I have been a substitute school teacher for many years in the public school system. Um, Interestingly, because I don't have a degree in education, I could not be I could not actually be a certified teacher, like a certified teacher for a public school system. Uh, Even though I was teaching college classes on the collegiate level, uh, my degrees were not. Oh yeah, and I taught psychology too. In the college level, I taught. Oh, and I taught. Oh my goodness, I did a lot of teaching, but I do not have a certified teaching certificate. So the best I can do in the public school system was to be a substitute school teacher. And I did that up until I was maybe 6 or 7 months pregnant with AJ. I did that for years. And you couldn't pay me to go back to the school system now. But one thing that I did was there was a teacher that just quit in January at a high school. She just, without notice, she walked out of her class and just quit. She just quit because of all the discipline issues and all the discipline problems. So I got a job that went from January to May. I got to be the permanent substitute teacher for some Spanish classes. I can teach high school Spanish. I am not proficient in Spanish. I mean, I'm not like a proficient, but I know I have the ability to teach high school students Spanish. But again, don't start speaking to me Spanish in all these comments. I could probably talk to you some, but I'm not going to demonstrate that right now because you're going to catch me off guard trying to get me to talk Spanish, and I'm not going to be caught off guard like that. But I had enough. Well, no, Mr. George, that would be SI, not SEE. If you're trying to be funny with the Spanish, that would be SI for yes, C, SI. But I was able to teach this high school Spanish classes. I had Spanish 101 and Spanish 102, and I taught it from January to May. And that was before AJ was born, and AJ's going to be 14. But I can understand why the teacher quit. I certainly could. Just the discipline problems were out of control. And I never went back to subbing after AJ was born. I never did. and I've had various other jobs. So, however, for me, I like to tell people that at this point in my life, I am not working outside. Andy Lidman, you're out of control, lady. I don't work outside the home. However, YouTube, and not YouTube is awesome, Mr. George, but my YouTube channel is definitely a full-time job. I put 60 or 70 hours a week into YouTube. And so, and yes, we are a monetized channel. So even though we're not making big bucks on YouTube, we're not making the type of money that Tim Gentry and other channels are making. But we do make something. And I don't feel comfortable talking about what we make on YouTube at this point. But we are a monetized channel, and so I do put all my full energy into it. In fact, I have two YouTube channels. One of them is not monetized. I have a smaller YouTube channel that has, I think, 2,500 subscribers, and this one has over 14,000. And so those of you that are regular watchers to our channel, you see that there's something every day on YouTube. I put my heart and soul into it, and I'm very supportive of Stephen, very supportive of Stephen, and everything that he does. And I tried, and most of you know that 90% of the comments I answer. You will know in the comments if Stephen answers you, he doesn't sign his name and he doesn't put the date. Well, Mr. Andy, I appreciate your opinion, but most people here don't share your opinion, Andy. And why are you even here if you tell me I need to get off? If you don't like the content, then you, sir, can go away. And that's how I feel about that. But anyway, I'm very supportive. Thank you, George. Thank you. So, answering comments on YouTube is a full-time job. It most certainly is. Thank you, Mudslinger. It most certainly is. You will always know if Stephen is the one that answers your comment, he answers it as brief as he can. He doesn't sign his name and he doesn't give a date stamp. So that's a telltale sign if Stephen answers your comment. But knowing that I answer 90% of the comments, I will always sign my name and put a date. And that's just how I operate. And I usually write pretty lengthy answers to your comments too. I'm very generous with my time. So answering comments on YouTube is a full-time job. Now, I know, and I know that at this point I am working for pennies on the dollar. At this point, I know that I am. And I don't know if Mr. Pepins is still here or not. Mr. Christopher Pepins, I don't know if you're still here or not. I've talked to you in your videos. Pepins Towing Services, Christopher Pepins. He's trying his best. Tell me, Mr. Christopher, if you're still here. If you're still here, tell me so in the comments because I don't know. He's trying to get his channel up and running, and I have told him to not lose heart and to not be discouraged because it took us 3.5 years. 3.5 years to get to the status where we could make money on YouTube. So I worked on this YouTube channel for 3.5 years for no financial compensation, but just putting my heart and soul into it. I mean, I just kept putting up videos and editing videos and finding content and editing. And I worked really hard for 3.5 years for no financial gain at all. And I mean, because you have to put your time into it. Unless you have some outrageous, amazing content where you're going to be a monetized channel overnight, Now, there are some channels that are like that. There are some channels that they go viral within days and they become monetized within days. But that doesn't happen to 90% of the channels, maybe even 95% of the channels. And so you have to put your work into it, and you have to just keep plugging and plugging and plugging and plugging. And so it took us 3.5 years to even make a dime off YouTube, and here we are into YouTube 6 years later. Well, in 6 years it'll be, I mean, in May it'll be 6 years. So do I work for pennies on the dollar? At this point, yes, and I don't mind telling you, but yes, at this point I do. Do I hope someday to achieve a status where we can have a pretty significant amount of money coming in on YouTube? Well, yes. I mean, that's what most YouTube channels want to do. That's what your goal is you're out there working, you're filming, you're editing, you're crafting your videos, you're doing all kinds of stuff with your content, you're building your audience, you're answering comments, you're staying faithful to the channel. And yes, the goal is you do want to get to a point where you make a substantial amount on YouTube. You do, but we're not there yet. And but I am encouraged, like I talked to you all earlier, I am encouraged that in 1 year we went from 7,000 to 14,000 subscribers. Well, maybe next March we will be at 28,000. Maybe, I mean, if we doubled from 7 to 14 with a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication, maybe we can go from 14 to 28,000. So getting back to the original comment, who was it? Sorry, Mudslinger. So yes, I work. Yes, I do. I work this YouTube channel and I work it. I even at the expense of other things that I should be doing, I work this channel. And people like George from YouTube is awesome. People like Mr. Christopher from Pepins, Glenn and Edward, they all know that I'm always answering comments, always, and I stay on top of it. And so AJ had a very difficult time growing up with a lot of problems, so it was very difficult for me to have a job outside of the home. He had a lot of things that made it difficult for me to go have a 9-to-5 job or a 4-to-8 job or a traditional job where you clock in and you clock out. It just, I couldn't have that type of job with a lot of the issues that we had with our child. And so, but I've always been dedicated to anything that I put my heart to. And being married to Stephen, I'm his life partner for almost 23 years. So anything that Stephen's involved in, I'm right behind him, working behind the scenes. And I don't think that it's wrong for me to say this. I really don't. But yes, Stephen is out there creating content for this channel. Yes, he is. I'm not the one that's out there driving the truck. I'm not the one out there that's working on the truck. So all of like the real content from this channel does come from Stephen's hard physical work and all that. But this channel really would not be what it is without me in the background being the support. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong to say that. I mean, I'm not going to act like I don't play a significant role. So I'm not the truck driver and I'm not the mechanic, but I talk to you in live streams. I answer comments like crazy. I do go around looking for content like the big Chevy C60 that I just filmed and uploaded and edited some videos about that. I go and looking for content. So yes, I'm a full-time YouTuber, but I do not work a traditional 9-to-5 or 4-to-8 job, if that answers your question on that. So I work very hard for everything that I do for my family and to be a good support system to Stephen So, so I hope I answered you on that. So it's oh, but this now when AJ was 13 months old. Well, I do feel like this is worth mentioning. When AJ was 13 months old, Stephen had to have eye surgery, really bad eye surgery, and he had to not drive a truck. I mean, he couldn't drive a truck because he had eye surgery. You can't be recovering from eye surgery and be practically blind and driving with a CDL or driving just in general at all. So when AJ was 13 months old, Stephen came off the road, and I worked in a factory for a significant amount of time. I worked in an automotive factory making automotive parts when Stephen was home taking care of AJ. So Stephen stayed home with AJ, and I went to work in a factory for about 6 months until he could get back on his feet. So yeah, I did that. Sure did. Wasn't my favorite thing because I had to be at work at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I had like the early shift, and it was either 3 or 4 in the morning that I had to clock into the factory. And I had to drive 30 miles away to go to the factory in the dark. And I hit a coyote one time. Oh yeah. So it was on a winter morning. When I was driving to the factory, it was an automotive factory parts. So I forgot what kind of parts that I made, but I was working on an assembly line, and it was, well, I think I had to either clock in at 3 or 4. Can't remember. It's been so long, but I actually ran over a coyote, but I thought that it was somebody's dog before I got out and discovered that it was a coyote. And I was very, very heartbroken. I mean, before I discovered it was a coyote. I mean, not that it's not a good thing that I ran over a coyote, but when it ran out in front of me, I thought that it was somebody's dog. And so I was just heartbroken to think that I had run over somebody's dog. So yes, there was some relief to know that it was a wild animal, but that's still not cool that I ran over a coyote, but at least it wasn't somebody's dog. Well, let's try one more time. I know y'all are anxious, very anxious to hear what's going on with Stephen. So hopefully we can get him on the phone. I know there's nothing that I can say on this live that is more interesting than what Stephen has to say. So hopefully he'll answer. He's probably working on the truck.
Hey, I missed you. Leave your message. I'll get back to you. God bless. And later.
God bless, and later.
Please record your message.
All right, you all. Well, it is 7:22 Central Standard Time, and I have been on here for 2 hours and 6 minutes. And I'm going to give you a minute or two. Is there any other questions that you want to ask me? Some legitimate questions. I see some things I'm just not going to respond to. But are there some legit? I hope that answered you about my work history. I did enjoy working at the post office, being the officer in charge, and but the post office is not what it used to be. Just I don't think I'd ever want to go back to working at a post office. It's just totally not what it used to be. And also being a public school teacher, no way. You could not pay me enough to go back into the public schools. You just couldn't. So I have done a variety of jobs. I've had a restaurant job. Oh, let me tell you this story, and then I'll probably close the live after I tell you this. One of the most discouraging jobs that I've ever had, which is really funny when you think about it. Most people who watch me know that I do not like to cook. No, I won't be going to Matt's. Alan Creamer is asking if Stephen makes it to Matt's, are you going to go meet him there? No. Mm-mm. I'm not going to drive to Louisville to go meet Stephen there. But there are several people that have said that if Stephen does end up going to Matt, said they certainly would love to meet Stephen in person. And that would be an amazing opportunity. In fact, there's one individual that I'm thinking of that was very, I don't want to use the word mad because that's probably not the right word to use. Maybe I should use the word disappointed. We have somebody that is disappointed that they are going to Matt, somebody that watches our channel, they are going to go to Matt's. And they're like, but you live in Kentucky. You live in Kentucky. I don't understand why Stephen wouldn't go to Matt's. You live in Kentucky. You live in Kentucky. Why won't you go to Matt's? And so a couple of weeks ago, I said, well, Stephen has no plans to go. And again, I don't want to use the word mad, but I think they were very disappointed because they were really wanting to meet Stephen in person. And this individual said, well, I would love to meet Stephen in person. I would take him out to dinner. I would love to meet him in person. So hopefully it will work out. That Stephen, again, I haven't talked to Stephen. You saw, I've been trying to call him. Haven't talked to him in several hours. I've tried 3 times to call him in the past 30 minutes or at least. And obviously he's working on the truck. It would be amazing right now if the phone rang and that was Stephen. That would be amazing. But no, I do not plan on going to Matt's. So you'll just have to, if you meet Stephen, you'll just have to be satisfied with meeting Stephen. Okay, so I do not enjoy cooking. I just don't. I can cook a few things, but I don't enjoy it. So when you all know that when Stephen is home, Stephen does a lot of cooking when he's home. We've made videos about that. So how ironic for me that 20 years ago, or actually 21 years ago, because it was 2005. Let's see, Stephen and we were married in 2003. Chad Johnson, Chad Johnson just joined us. I've been trying to get a hold of Stephen for the past couple of hours. Well, actually during this live stream, 3 times I've tried to call him during this live stream and can't get a hold of him. So a couple hours ago, Stephen was not up and running a couple hours ago. So I don't know what any latest news is, Mr. Chad Johnson's. Thank you for joining our live stream. So we were married in 2003, and in the summer of 2005, I actually applied for a job in the kitchen of Cracker Barrel in Cadiz, Kentucky. So that was 21 years ago this summer. I was still practically a newlywed, like just 2 years married. And so I was 27. Yeah, because I'm 47 now. Oh, Mr. George. So you were talking to Stephen, but you're just kidding me. Well, I bet you if you called him, I bet if George, YouTube is awesome, called Stephen, that he would answer the phone. Bet he would. That would be funny, Mr. George, if you tried calling him. And then you could say, Ruthie's doing a live right now without you. Ruthie's doing a live. Anyway, so I don't really know what possessed me to apply for a job at Cracker Barrel for somebody who doesn't like to cook. Maybe at that time I just felt like I needed a job. You left a message? Oh, you left a message yesterday. And he still hasn't gotten back. Stephen's not very good about returning messages, by the way. No, Old Man on the Hill. Absolutely. Capital letters, exclamation point. No. I would never get my CDL and team drive with Stephen. That is an absolute 100% negative. I can't. I don't even feel comfortable driving our 350. Most of you who follow our channel know that we have a Ford 350. We've had that for almost 6 years. In July, well, come July, it will be 6 years. And I have driven that 350 maybe 3 times, and not for very long distances at all. I've driven the 350 maybe 3 times in 6 years, and absolutely, oh, I feel like I'm steering the Titanic. I am. I drive the 150. The 150 is my daily driver because my Malibu has been sitting for over a year because Stephen hasn't got to it. I have a Chevy Malibu that supposedly has a simple fix on it that Stephen's never been able to get to, and in all this time. But so I've been driving the 2001 F-150. That's my daily driver. And when you put me in the 350, I feel like I'm like in a Titanic ship. And it's just, I feel like, oh, wow. No, absolutely. I can't, I panic. I panic driving the 350. I think my glasses, I'm seeing the reflection of my glasses in the light. I have the light over here, and I think that my glasses are reflecting the light, but I panic in the 350. I don't have the depth perception. I feel like I'm in this big military tank or this Titanic. And so, no, I am not interested in having a CDL. I am not interested in being a team driver. Absolutely not. Uh, I did go to Florida one time before AJ was born. I went with Stephen to Florida. And here's the thing, everybody says, oh, how romantic, how cuddly, how cute. A married couple traveling together over the road, smoochy, 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 la, la, la. You can snuggle in tight quarters. No, absolutely not. It was not comfortable at all to travel and be on the road making deliveries with Stephen in Florida. No. Uh, I mean, I love my husband and I love being close to him and I love snuggling up with him, but that's just too close of a quarters and too tight of a space in a truck. I did not like that at all. Learn to fix trucks. No, learn to fix trucks. No, no, no. That's not for me. So there wasn't anything romantic at all about me being in tight, close quarters with Stephen in the Freightliner. Or no, actually at that time we had a Peterbilt at that time. And no, I did not like it. I felt claustrophobic. It was just too tight of living quarters for me, traveling for several days at a time, even though he was my husband. So no. So I don't even like traveling as a passenger. I certainly don't want to be a CDL holder and be a team driver. Absolutely not. That's just not. I would rather just keep the home front going and keep everything focusing on this end. But getting back to Cracker Barrel, see how I digress? You see how easy it is for me to get sidetracked when I'm talking about something. So one of the most depressing jobs that I had was working in the kitchen of Cracker Barrel and preparing food. I was what they call a prep cook, and I was in charge of all the salads and the baked potatoes and the croutons. And so if it was a salad, a baked potato, croutons, and desserts. I was in charge of desserts and getting all those prepared. So, what was so hard was seeing all the food waste coming into the trash cans in the kitchen of Cracker Barrel. About all the food that people paid for and they ate half of it and then they threw whatever away that they didn't eat and it got thrown away. And so a story that I always tell people about my days of working at Cracker Barrels, I think this light's not really good. is that I was working with a lady who was actually a chef. I was a prep cook. I mean, I am not a chef, but she was like a chef there at Cracker Barrel. Well, she had a lot of dogs. I've been to her house one time. She had a lot of dogs. So when a lot of this meat was being thrown away in the trash can at Cracker Barrel, she would rescue, like, she wasn't stealing. I mean, if it's paid for and the customer is throwing it away and it's in the trash can, that's not stealing. It's not. You can't say if something's in the trash can that it's stealing. They paid for it and they threw it away. So she was rescuing like T-bones and all kinds of high dollar meat that people were throwing away. She would put on a glove. I mean, she did have a glove on, and she would take the meat out of the trash can, and she would wrap it up in aluminum foil and take it home to her dogs. I mean, her dogs were eating better than some people. Imagine that. Her dogs were eating better than some people. So she wasn't doing anything wrong because that food was just going to go to a landfill anyway. But she was taking it and wrapping it up in aluminum foil and taking it home to her dogs. Well, some no good person who wanted to cause problems, some idiot person that didn't have anything better to do, decided to report her to management. And they're like, well, she's dumpster diving in the trash cans in the kitchen of Cracker Barrel, and she's taking food from the trash can. Well, hello, what's the crime there? What is the crime for rescuing good food out of a trash can to feed your dogs? But some cruddy person wanted to cause problems for her and reported her. So she got written up. She got a discipline referral. She got written up for rescuing food that was going to be thrown away anyway and going to the landfill anyway. But they said you can't do that. We would rather it just go to the landfill, and you can't do that. And that just left such a bad taste in my mouth. Yes, it did. I resented that a restaurant would rather send good paid for food to a landfill than for her to be able to take it to her dogs. Not to mention that there was nothing in place to rescue edible good food and somehow salvage it in some way for the homeless. It's criminal. It's absolutely criminal to let good food be thrown into a landfill. And I know that when AJ was in the public school system, I know that there was a lot of food waste there in the public school system. He said that even if he didn't want to put something on his plate, that the cafeteria staff made him put something from every food group. That was the rule. When he went through the cafeteria food line, he was required, and if he didn't do it, they took their gloved hand. The cafeteria worker took their gloved hand and put something from every food group onto his plate, knowing that he and the other students weren't going to eat it anyway, but it was going to end up in the trash can. And so he was throwing away food every day in the school cafeteria. And because I told you all earlier, some of you may have not been here when I told you earlier, but previously, for over 10 years of my life, I am 48 this year. For over 10 years of my life, I have worked in the public school systems as a substitute school teacher, and I have been in school cafeterias quite a bit. And you see all that food waste in a public school cafeteria. Well, maybe it's not just public, whether it's private school or whatever school, public, private, whatever. If it's a school cafeteria, you're going to see a lot of food in the trash can. And they literally just throw it away. That's your tax dollars at work right there. When that good food could be going to people that need it. And whatever food was not put on a plate, they don't package it up. Uh, they don't put it in to-go boxes or aluminum foil. They don't package it up. No, they literally take good food that hasn't even been touched. I'm not even talking about food on kids' plates that they didn't eat, that they picked over and didn't eat. I'm not even talking about picked over food. I'm talking about food that was never even touched, that was still sitting in the serving containers, and they throw it away. You know, that makes me angry. Whenever I think about that, that makes me angry that there are so many people out there that are not getting fed. They don't have access to good food. And then you have restaurants and school cafeterias throwing away good food and writing you up for discipline procedures and giving you discipline write-ups on the job because you're rescuing food out of the trash can. That ticks me off. And Lord willing, and I can help it. If I have to, I have to. But I don't ever want to work in any type of food industry ever again. I don't want to work in a restaurant. I don't want to see the food waste in a restaurant. I just don't think I can do it. I just don't. And then you think about all the tax dollars that your school gets to invest in school cafeteria food, and then they can't even have the decency to take it to a homeless shelter or whatever. They just throw it away. It angers me. I think that's what we call righteous anger. It just angers me. So working in the cafeteria, not cafeteria, but the kitchen of Cracker Barrel 21 years ago, I have never forgotten that, ever. So, Gen X trucker, it's just really unfortunate that you would feel that it's important for you to come on and make comments that you really truly have no knowledge of the situation. I would worry about your son. Well, let me tell you, Gen X trucker, I met with AJ's social worker today, and we are making plans on how to get AJ back. So here you are, somebody that doesn't even know my business, coming on this channel and saying, well, I would worry about your son more than anything else. Get off YouTube. Yeah, you're just a keyboard warrior is what you are. Okay. You missed all the conversation earlier. Here you are coming into my live stream, and you missed the conversation earlier about how I talked about how I was meeting with AJ's social worker today, and we are making plans for home visits and getting him back to the home. So you can take your little smart ass out of my comments. People coming on here thinking they know my business, telling me what I should and should not do. If you don't like my content and you don't like us, then why are you here? Honestly, because you're just trolling. At this point, you're just trolling. And if that makes you feel good about yourself, then that shows you what kind of person you are. You don't have a clue about my child. Welcome back home, cheesecake. Yeah. I understand that Stephen and I put a lot of our business out on YouTube. I understand that. And I said from the very beginning of this live stream, I said that we've been here for 6 years and we know all about haters. And we know all about it. We're not ignorant. We're not stupid. We know that the haters are out there, but you also don't know about our family. You think that you do, but you don't. And you're coming on here telling me that I would worry about my son. I pray for my son every day. I love my child. And I mean, it's just tearing us up that he's not with us. But those are choices that he made. He made those choices. Okay. But I'm not going to waste my breath and elaborate with some hater. I don't have to explain my situation. I've put a lot out there, and people who know. That's all I have to say about that. Well, I'm going to try one more time. And if I don't get him, then I'm going to close this live stream because I'm sure that I've been going on too long because I don't have the type of content that Steven has. I'm gonna try one more time. Because I'm sure you're anxious to hear from him and about an update of what's going on. Not gonna get him.
Hello.
Hey there, how are you? What's going on?
I'm working.
So welcome to the live stream, Stephen. You're on the phone with me on a live stream.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I've been live streaming for 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 29 minutes and 56 seconds, and you're on speakerphone on a live stream. Everybody in the comments right now, say hi to Stephen in the comments. Put your comments in and say hi to Stephen. Everybody's been wanting to know what's going on with the truck. I mean, everybody's like, well, what's going on with the truck? What's going on with the truck? So you are on speak.
That's done. Just I didn't get to do the rag because there's so much dirt and so much wind. I can't do the rag. Every time everything is just filthy. So I cleaned the inside of the motor with diesel, and as soon as I got it cleaned, I kept it off so it don't get any more dirt in it. Because it's windy and sand is flying everywhere. So I'm just getting ready to. I'm putting all my air cleaner stuff on and getting ready to fire it up.
Okay. So how's your finger doing?
Well, I got diesel on it and it fell off. So
What? You clarify. You got diesel on your finger and what?
the Band-Aid fell off.
Oh, the Band-Aid fell off. So, then you've been getting all kinds of contaminants in your sore finger then. All right. Well, is there anything else you can tell us? I have 26 people that are listening to you.
I'm just messing with the system, trying to get it together. It's windy, and every time a truck comes in, and it's time for the trucks to come off the highway, it blows dirt all over everything, sand. And I'm trying to close it up before I get any more sand in.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you go then.
Everything is done. I'm just trying to get all the air cleaner system on it, so it won't suck up any dirt.
Okay. Did you get to talk?
That's all done. Everything is done. I haven't started it yet because I don't have the system closed in. I don't want any sand in it.
I got Mr. George here. Mr. George said he tried calling you yesterday and left you a message.
Yeah, I'll tell him I have to bypass running the wreck because it's too dirty over here. Too much dirt. It's windy and dirt is flying everywhere.
Yeah, that's not cool. Not cool at all.
So anyway.
So what about that person that parked right next to you? Did they ever move?
I ran him off.
You ran him off? How did you run him off?
I kept throwing big wrenches around and bumping into his truck and shaking it until he woke up and moved.
Okay. Yeah, some silly person came and parked right next to Steven. Like right up next to him with all of the stuff he had going on. Like you had a whole parking lot, but you parked right up next to him in his working space. Everybody wants to know if you think you're going to make it to Matt's.
Well, I'm buttoning it up right now. I'm putting the air cleaner ductwork back on, and then I'm going to start it up.
Okay. So what's the likelihood if once you get it started up, do you think that you're going to go live and talk about it or not?
I don't know. I'm dirty from head to toe. I think I'm going to focus on getting clean before I do anything. Putting away my tools.
Okay, well that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well, congratulations. I'm very sorry that your working environment is so filthy and dirty. I know that makes it difficult.
Yeah, well, you don't want dirt inside of your motor. That's especially sand.
No, you don't. You know all about the importance of keeping everything clean, and if it's dirty, it's going to get in and affect it in a very bad way.
Yeah. So I found out last night, I ran all the serial numbers and stuff that was inside on the pistons. And it turns out that this motor has aftermarket PDI rebuild kit in it. So that this motor has been, and like I said, it looks really fresh. Well, that explains why, because it has a PDI kit in it. Somebody before Ken got it had just overhauled it before he bought it.
Okay, so that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
All right, well, praise the Lord. All right, well, yeah, I've been live streaming for 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I'm fixing to shut it down myself. Is there anything before I get off the phone with you? Is there anything else you want to say? Because you're right here on the live stream. Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm about to fire to do that. Blooper's about to get fired up as soon as I get all the duct work on, so it don't suck up any of the sand.
Okay, well, wish that we could all be there to see it. Wish we could all be there to see it.
Well, I ain't going to see it if I don't hurry up.
Okay.
Before dark.
All right. So, all right. Well, I love you, Stephen, and tell everybody in YouTube world on the live stream.
Wonderful day, right where you are. Don't forget to smell the roses. God bless, and later.
Okay. All right. He was all right. So he hung up. I mean, he didn't really hang up, but. All right, so that was hubby's update. I hope that you all were able to. I think what I'm going to do with this live is when I get off of here, Stephen came in at about the 2 hour, 30-minute mark. So I'm going to put a timestamp date at 2 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes so that if people want to. In other words, instead of making people wait 2.5 hours, because I know that I'm not the content that you really want to see. I'm not the content that you want to see. You want to see Stephen, and I know that. So I think that when I get off this live, I'm going to do a timestamp at the 2 hour and 30-minute mark so that anybody who wants just to go hear Stephen's phone call. So, we got somebody named Nick. I'm not familiar with Nick N. Who is the beautiful lady on the screen? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I guess you're not familiar with our channel. And that was my husband that I was just talking to. So pretty proud of Stephen and all his hard work. So, but thank you for your kind words, Mr. Nick. I appreciate it. All right, you all, you heard that Stephen said that he's about to fire it up and that he has everything buttoned up and put back together. are there any more specific questions? I'll give you about a minute. Are there any more specific questions that I can answer for you right now? Before because it's almost 8 o'clock here Central Time, and I'm going to go ahead and shut it down in about a minute or two, unless you all have a specific. It looks like there's 25 people still watching, so I'll give you a few seconds to type me a question if you had a question that you wanted me to talk about. But we've covered a lot tonight, a lot of topics, a lot of things have come up. You've learned some things about me. I know that nobody knew that I worked at Cracker Barrel 21 years ago, and that I'm real passionate about people not wasting food. I hope I never have to go and work in either any type of restaurant or food industry where I have to see the food waste. It is definitely something that bothers me to the core. But you've discovered that I have had a wide variety of jobs in my life. And even though I'm not technically using my college education, Billy Huff, can Stephen trick Tim's truck? Can Stephen trick Tim's truck? Could you be a little bit more specific? I know there used to be a show years ago that Stephen watched called Trick My Truck. Did anybody remember that? Oh, Drive. Well, how do you get tricked? That's a terrible typo, isn't it, Mr. Billy? Isn't that funny? He meant to say, can Stephen drive Tim's truck? Well, what does he need to drive Tim's truck for? He just said, maybe you missed it, Mr. Billy. I just got off the phone with Stephen. He just got his truck up and running, so there won't be any need for him to drive Tim's truck. Now, when Stephen first, I will say this, and then I'm going to get off here. I keep saying that. I guess I'm just I'm a chatterbox, and I don't know how to shut it down sometime. Ask Mr. George. He's always teasing me about that, how I'm just a chatterbox. And thank you, Chad Johnson. Thank you. I like that tool truck video you made. Thank you. Now, see, that's content that I made without Stephen. So, yes, Stephen is the main content of this channel. Yes, he is. But I do look for other opportunities for other types of content for our channel. I do look for that. And so I am a YouTuber at heart. I'm constantly looking for content. I go out of my way to look for content. So thank you, Chad, for saying that. I had a closing thought. Oh, yeah, it's just funny that George, YouTube is awesome, has made comments in the past about how easily it is for me to get distracted. And it is. It's very, I could just go on and on and on very easily to get distracted. But anyway, the takeaway is you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot about me, the different types of jobs that I have had and done in the past, some more things about our family. So I hope that this has been something. If you have invested any considerable length of time in this live, I hope you got something out of it. No, I'm not the man behind the truck, and I'm not the one fixing the truck, but I'm his better half, and I keep the man going, and I'm his support system. So we are a team effort, Stephen and I are. Well, Mr. Billy, if you're serious about that, now that if you would like to do that, we have a P.O. box, P.O. Box 178. It's in the channel description, P.O. Box 178 in Cerulean. I'm not going to hold you to it, But if you really feel the desire and the Holy Spirit is putting that on your heart, we would be terribly prideful not to accept it. So if you want to mail us something, a financial gift, that would be a blessing, an absolute blessing. And I am thankful that we have the P.O. box for sure. But can't get a lot. No, I mean, I don't have any expectations at all. I mean, I have no expectations. If somebody wants to do small gifts and they want to do something, everything is a blessing. So I would never be so crude and crass as to say, well, that's not a lot. No, that's ridiculous. So yeah, thank you, Chad. I appreciate that. I appreciate you still liking that video. And Billy, God bless you. You just texted me, God bless you. But if you feel like the Lord is putting that on your heart and you want to do something for us, no matter what the amount is, because it's not the amount, it's really the fact that you even want to do something for us is very touching and moving. And, the Lord can work through any number of people, and the small gifts add up. Let's say that 100 people wanted to send us $5. That's $500. So the small gifts add up. Not that we're expecting people to do that. I'm just using it as an example. If 100 people mailed us $5, that's $500. So even the small stuff adds up. So, and I'm not dictating to anybody what they should or should not do. But if you did want to mail us something to our P.O. box, we are not above. I mean, we're not prideful. We're not going to say we can't accept that. That would be stupid. So thank you for your thoughts. Really appreciate that. And Chad Johnson, I'm really glad that you liked the video on the C60, the Chevy C60. I worked really hard on that video. It took me hours to film that and to edit it and to put it together. And it's not just about I think that you can understand and see from my work that you don't just film a video and then upload it. I literally shaved off 40 minutes. It was actually 40 minutes longer. So like the video that Mr. Johnson is talking about. Oh, that is the black caped chickadee. That is the black caped chickadee telling me that it's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Wow. I've been on here for the last time I looked at the clock, it was 6 o'clock. and now it's 8 o'clock. Anyway, so at least for me, when I film something, at least for me, I don't just film something and slap it up on YouTube. I mean, some people might. But I actually shaved off. It was okay. So the video ended up being an hour and 13 minutes. That's the length of the video, is an hour and 13 minutes. But it was going to be 40 minutes longer than that. So I know that people are not, like maybe you, Mr. Chad Johnson, maybe you and a select few other people will sit there and watch an hour and 13-minute video, but most people will not watch the whole hour and 13 minutes. And that's just saying. So, but I did end up in my editing process shaving off 40 minutes. I had to think, well, is this relevant? Is this relevant? Is this relevant? Can I cut this out? Can I cut this out? And then piecing it all together and then adding in my friend Nancy. She didn't want her face at all shown in the video. So that was a painstaking process to every time Nancy appeared in the video to cover up her face with a pixelated square. That was a painstaking process to do that. And I might have missed a second here or there where she is like just for a second not pixelated, but I had to pixelate her face, and then I added some fun graphics in, and then I had to piece it all together. So yeah, it was quite the project. It's just a lot of work to do something like that. Got a text message from somebody. So yeah, so thank you. Oh, my phone's dinging and everything. So I hope other people, so even if Stephen is not putting something up, I do go and look for other content, and I create my own content. I sure do. All right. Well, I'm going to keep it under 3 hours. So it's 2 hours and 49 minutes now. I have truly enjoyed being with you. Several of you have disappeared because I'm not as captivating as Stephen. I can't keep the audience the way Stephen can. So definitely not as captivating as he is. So those of you that have stuck around, I appreciate it. I drove a C60 for a while. You hauled dirt with it. So then if you had a C60 yourself, Mr. Johnson, then obviously I can understand your interest in the video that I put up if you actually had a C60 yourself. Mm-hmm. All right, you all, just trying to think. We've just covered a lot here tonight. And that is one thing I can definitely say that I have. If nothing else, I feel like that I have the gift of gab. I could probably keep this going. I'm not going to, but I could keep it going for another hour. But I need to get off here. But I do have the gift of gab, and there's always something to say. I'm always going to get sidetracked and go down a rabbit hole about something. So, but it's good for you to get to know me and know more about me. It's good. So, because we're establishing a relationship here where when you see the videos that I like with Chad Johnson, really liking my C60 video, then you can see the person behind the video, the person that worked hard to get that content, to film it, to slice it and dice it and edit it and put it together, that you're seeing the face behind the video and the content creator. I think that the terminology is content creator. And I do think of myself as a content creator. So even though I don't work outside the home like a 9-to-5 job, I feel like that I am a content creator. Well, I'm glad that my videos provide you some good entertainment, Mr. Johnson. He says I've got cancer. I've got cancer and diabetes, and I can't do much, but I watch your YouTube, or I watch YouTube. Well, thank you for choosing us as one of your channels. Thank you for allowing us to come into your home on your YouTube and to provide that content for you. I know that's got to be very difficult for you, having cancer and diabetes and not being able to work. I assume you said you can't do much, but you watch YouTube, so you can't do much physical work with the cancer and the diabetes. So thank you for allowing our channel to be the content that you choose to watch. That means a lot. And also, you know that I'm pretty on target. I might miss one here and there, but I see your name a lot in our comment sections on our videos. You are a frequent commenter on our videos, Mr. Chad Johnson, and I respond to them as much as I can. I'm not going to say that I have diligently been able to answer every one of your comments. I might have missed one here and there by accident, not intentionally, not on purpose, but I do my best to respond to your comments and anybody else's comments that on a regular basis leave comments on our channel. All right, you all. Well, I am going to wrap it up. Don't want to get into the 3-hour market. So we're at 2 hours. I've been talking your ears off for 2 hours and 53 minutes. So I'm going to say goodnight. And I do hope that you feel like that you know me better. If you have stuck around for any length of time, any considerable amount of time for this very lengthy live stream, I hope that you feel like you know me better, and you know, just the woman, the crazy woman behind the camera, that's always kind of going excited and crazy about things. That you know me better than before you sat down to this live stream. And I certainly hope that Stephen is there and successful, and hope he is able to get that truck up and started. He said that he wanted to get cleaned up. He's not interested in doing a live stream tonight. He just wants to get cleaned up and put the truck away and just get settled in for tonight. And at this point, with it being 8 o'clock, he's probably not going to do a live stream. But then again, he may surprises. He may. So I'm not ruling it out. So, all right. Well, good night. Thank you for joining me. I hope I have answered all your questions, and just remember that we always value and appreciate anybody that chooses to pray for our family. You know that we've been going through a lot with Stephen's truck and the downtime, the loss of income. And of course, if you know about everything with AJ, all the hardships that we have had with our child. So if you cover us in your prayers, we are most grateful and very appreciative of that. It would really mean a lot to us. And also, if like Mr. Billy Huff, if you feel led by the Holy Spirit to contribute financially to help us, that's between you and God. I'm not soliciting. I'm not, but that's between you and God. If you want to do something and bless us that way, and be blessed by the Lord for blessing others, that would be amazing. And we're not prideful, and we're not going to say, well, we can't accept your help. All right, everybody, and thank you, Chad. I'm going to end it right now, and I'm going to say, have a wonderful day wherever you are. God bless, and let's all say it together. God bless, and later.